they're not listening to what you say. Like they watch what you do. So you got to be careful. You got to lead by example. You got to practice what you preach. You got to be a man of your word.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of Dads on Purpose, the podcast. I'm your host, Josh Ashford. And man, for like the third time, only the third time, I'm not joined by the big homie, KB, Mr. Kevin Brigance. Scheduling conflict. That's my bad, not his. But yo, I got the homie, man, Roland Pollard. Roland, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you doing, Josh?
Bro, I'm fantastic, man. And yo, I know you be getting at people about your last name, man. Like, because they be calling you all, they be like Pollard,
yeah. Ronald. Yeah. I'm like, how do you just, if you don't know, just ask. You know?
Bro, it's crazy.
But thank you for putting respect to my last name.
I got you, man. I got you. Yo, I'm this episode, man, we've been trying to do this for a minute, bro. Like, so low key, that's why Kev's not here. Like, I literally text Roland last night. I think it was like 11 o'clock. I was like, yo, you trying to do the podcast tomorrow? And he was like, yeah, let's run it. And I was like, yo, Kev, you good? And he's tied up. And so it is what it is, man. But yo, we're gonna have a good show. I really don't have a direction. We're talking about dads, man. If you guys don't know Roland's story, it's out there. He hosts the Pursuit of Me, right?
Pursuit of Me podcast.
Pursuit of Me podcast. Where's it at?
You can find it on any podcast platform. I stick primarily to Apple Music. That's my big one because that's the chart that I keep up with. But you can find it everywhere.
Yeah. So if you guys want to know about Roland, you can find him on Apple Podcasts. You can do the Pursuit of Me. You can find him on social media. I promise you he's there. He might not get back to you because he's busy, but you guys can find out you guys can find out the whole story. So we're not even going to touch on that. Here's where I want to start, Ro. You posted something, bro, like an hour ago, and it hit me, and I was like, yo, we got to talk about that. You posted on your stories. You said humility is liberating, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said humility is liberating, and there's so many different ways we can go with that. But I want to talk about that, like as being a dad. Like how does that resonate as like being a father?
More so in my case because I have a huge following. I have 6 million eyes watching me at any given time. My every move, like you said, I just posted that story. I didn't know anyone even got anything out of it, but that's what was on my mind. I figured someone would get something out of that, but it's cool that I get to explain what it means to me. And from a fatherhood perspective, people have this view of me like, oh, he's the perfect father. Oh, you're so amazing. You're the best dad ever. But humility tells me that, hey, you're not perfect. I'm not a perfect dad. I'm not a perfect father. There are things that I have to work on. So I'm never going to feed into that. That doesn't hit my ego. That's just like, it just boring bounces off. I don't want to hear you're the perfect father because then there's no room for growth. And how would you know just based off of what I show you? So humility in a sense is liberating because whenever you can accept the fact that you're not perfect, whenever you can accept the fact that you are a work in progress, you have things to work on yourself. It lets a weight off your shoulders. And like, whenever you release that out to the public too, they can understand like, hey, I'm not what you think I am. And like, they can stop feeding you all that stuff because they know that's not true. Although it is just a compliment. They don't mean anything. They don't mean I'm perfect by it. They just want to say something positive. So I do appreciate it, but I don't let it get to me.
Bro, how'd you get to that point? Because like, that's not something that like people that's not a starting level, right? Like for most people.
Yeah, you've seen my Instagram for the past year or so. Like my Instagram, it's either a really good place or a really bad place at times, just because people want to put their unsolicited opinions about what I do with my daughter, what I do with my life, how I do what I do. And it's just, I'm used to it. 2 years straight of people just giving me their input when I don't ask for it. 2 years of people sending me hate mail. Like you can't tell me anything I haven't heard before at this point. So like, I'm just going with the flow. That I have this guard up to where all that stuff, it just bounces off. Like you can't hurt my feelings online. You know what I mean? Right. You can't tell me something I don't know. So after dealing with it for so long, I just got used to it. And I'm with myself every single day. At the beginning, it was flattering to hear those messages. At the beginning, it kind of hurt to receive those hate messages. But now it's like, I'm so in tune with myself. That stuff is just, it's just noise at this point, the good and the bad. I do appreciate it when people say nice things, but realistically, half the time I don't read my comments or my messages, as you as you may.
If you want it, that's why I hit you at 10:30, because I was like, bro, it's not a lot of people on. They not hitting him up. I was like, I'll probably, if I text him right now, I was like, he might get it tonight or he might get it tomorrow. Cause you know what I'm saying? You busy. I mean, you got it tomorrow. It is what it is, whatever. But we here now. Yo, low key, I forgot to like introduce you. And that's like humility. That's one of my faults.
You did introduce me. You said if you want to find out about him, go check his Instagram.
No. I'm talking about I didn't let you do your introduction, like your backstory, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a dude from Texarkana, Texas, not Arkansas. Dude from Texarkana, you know what I'm saying? Like single mom, right?
Oh, I thought you were talking about my life. I thought about like say I'm a single dad or something. Yeah.
So, no. Oh, no. It's definitely gonna come from me. No.
You said single mom. I was like, hey, we're married. I was like, hold up, let's get this straight.
Yeah. Like,
would you like to know about my background?
Yeah. Running for the people so what I don't like to do is I don't like to assume that like people know, but I mean they do, but I just don't like to assume.
Someone listening or watching is going to know, but some people just have no clue who I am. I'm just a random person. They probably think I'm like a rapper or something because I'm in my studio. But really, my name is Roland.
Got the studio vibes.
This is where I live. So y'all, this is my space. This is the space that I built for myself to express my creativity through music. So my name is Roland Pollard. I'm from Texarkana, Texas. That's where I grew up. Predominantly Black area where I come from. Predominantly Black school. Moved to a predominantly white area, Plano, Texas, whenever I was 10 years old. Learned a lot about life, learned a lot about a lot of things. Being one of the only Black people in that area. But
that's a big change though. Like,
yes. Even socioeconomic. Yeah.
Texarkana to Plano. Anyway, for y'all don't know, Google it. Y'all figure it out, but keep going. My bad.
Yeah. I heard Texarkana is the city that the city of the thing, the people that got murdered in the park. I didn't know Texarkana was dangerous. I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't know that they had those areas that are kind of dangerous. And but I've seen kind of both extremes from Texarkana and Plano. Like they're completely different. But I learned about life in Texarkana. I learned about life in Plano. I know how to sympathize with different types of people. I know how to communicate with different types of people. I know how to carry myself in different types of situations. But, you're a product of your environment. I've seen both sides. I prefer the Plano side just because I see a lot more opportunity with that. And that's why we still live in North DFW. And that's why I'm not moving here. I love it. I see it as the land of opportunity. But I own a cheerleading music production company. I was a competitive cheerleader for years. I coached for 12, 13 years, ended up having a little girl. Everyone knew that I was going to teach her how to stunt and tumble, but we didn't know that it was going to blow up like that. We started posting videos. Videos started going viral. We started doing interviews, started meeting more and more people, ended up getting verified. And then that's when, like, I don't really care about verification. Just like, I was so excited. I just got verified. Woo. And then a week later, it was just like, okay, so what does it mean? Nothing. It doesn't mean a thing. It just means that you've done something that whatever. But there are so many people out there who have done more than me who are not verified. So it's not a status symbol to me, but it is easier to talk to famous people nowadays because they're like, okay, he has a handful of followers. He's verified. Let me see what he's talking about. So I will say I have used that to my advantage, but at the end of the day, I'm just a regular guy, hardworking dad who's trying to provide a life for his family. Like you said, I came from a split family. I'm a statistic. Black family. Dad wasn't but
who said that? Donald Glover, Childish Gambino. He's like, boo hoo, sad story, Black American child story, whatever. But yeah.
Oh, boo hoo, sad story, Black American dad. Yeah. No, that was Drake.
Was it? No.
Ooh, sad story.
Was it?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Somebody gonna come for me. Yeah, that was Drake. My bad. Yo, pardon me. Pardon me.
You said that was Childish Gambino. But that's what it is. I'm a statistic and I hate statistics because if you look up African-American male living in America, I don't fit any of that criteria for the most part. If you just look up like the stereotypical African-American male living in the States, it's like there's a bad connotation to it sometimes. It feels like people act like we are at a disadvantage, which in some ways we are. But at the same time, I don't let statistics determine
Yeah.
my value, my potential, my possibilities. So I just live in my own little bubble. I try to stay in my bubble as much as possible, just because that is my safe haven. I know what's going on in the world, but at the end of the day, all I have is myself.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, whenever the family's asleep, the dog's over there snoring, Stephanie's passed out, kids are upstairs, and I close my laptop, it's just me and myself. Like no
Yeah.
one's around. So like I just stay in my bubble because I feel that I gotta make sure that my head is on straight. I gotta make sure that I stay focused, don't let the outside noise come in here because I have a plan. I got a family to take care of. I have 2 kids, a wife, a dog. And the more I focus on noise, the more it pulls my attention away from what I truly need to be focusing on. So, but yeah, just a normal guy.
Yeah, like normal guy, don't boost him up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's good or whatever. Like if you want to do something, donate to Jaden's scholarship fund. I don't know, whatever.
You know about that.
No one knows. I thought I made it up.
Oh no. Jaden has check this out. Jaden has a college fund in her name to where we give scholarships to kids in college.
What?
People don't even know about that. People have no clue. It's called J-Book.
Talk about it. Because I had something else, but now I'm curious because.
So look, Jaden has a college fund, of course.
Yeah.
But, she has a college, but she has a college fund, like a college scholarship that we offer. And this is something that we did last year. It was started by my mom. She's very philanthropic. My mom is just a give back type of lady, and she raised 2 kids on her own. And going back to my intro, my main life goal is to show my mom that she did her job, even though she had it hard, not hard, but like she had to raise 2 kids on her own. She had to raise a son. People told her that you can't raise a son. You can't turn a boy into a man. You're one. You know what I mean? Now looking like, Mama, you did a good job. If you're watching this, you did a good job, Mama. Here I am. So what were we just talking about?
Jaden's scholarship fund for college students.
We're J-Books. We're sponsoring books for people who may be in need. We tried it out last year, and it did well. And it was very small, but given the platform that I have on social media, we can turn that into something way bigger. Like we can, and that is I'm taking most of this year off from work just to focus on things that I want to do, serve others, give back. The reason I started my podcast was to help people realize like, hey, you can be yourself. Hey, you can go chase after what you truly want and be successful, and just kind of telling my story. Like you can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to fit the mold. You don't have to try to please others. And so my part of me giving back is this year, I want to shine more light on her scholarship fund to help more people out.
That is okay. So I got to switch it up because I had something else I want to go. But so you mentioned it earlier, like you don't want. Like, how did you get to be like this type of dad, bro? Because like you didn't have your dad there, right? And so like,
that's it.
A lot of times our environment creates what we are. And so like when you think about those that are the Black stereotypes, like they are in those environments in which they are bred to be that, right? But you weren't that. You didn't have your dad. And so typically when people don't have their dad, like they don't come out trying to be like the dad that you are, right? Does that make sense?
Yes, but everything you see is me filling a void. I know what it's like to not have a present father. I know the impact that it can have on not only a family, but individuals in that family. So I wanted to be a father to show not only the people who make the statistics, but to show the world that Black men are present. Like my dad I was a statistic. My family fits that mold, and I didn't have a father. I wanted one, and had he been in my life, I would have learned so many more lessons earlier on. Instead, I had to learn them later in life. I still learned the same lessons, but years later down the line. Stuff I should have learned when I was a kid, I'm learning as an adult, fresh out of in college. I wanted to be a father. I was excited to be a father, but I didn't know how amazing being a father truly was until I had my baby girl. I wanted a boy, and then I ended up having a baby girl, and the bond that we have is just incredible. I cannot even explain it. And like for anyone who is not a father, who wishes to be a father, even if you don't want to be a father, I'm going to tell you right now, it is the biggest blessing ever if you allow it to be.
bro. And I try to tell people that all the time. Like I'm like you. Like I so wanted a junior. Like I wanted a little Josh Jr., a little JJ, a little LJ. You know what I'm saying? I didn't whatever. I didn't thought about the nicknames and all that stuff. And then when the Lord blessed me with a girl, I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? But you know, as she's grown, and I say grown, she's 3.5. But like even right now, like it's just crazy seeing her and how the bond of us like grows, and the things that she teaches me and the things that I teach her. And so I just wonder, like, what would I be like if I did have a son, right? Because then, you know what I'm saying, me and my wife, we tried again, and I had another girl. And this girl is completely different than the first girl. And I'm just like, yo, like, I wanted so much to have a boy, but praise God that he knows better than me. And so, like, these lessons that like I'm learning now, I can share. And I have 15 nieces, and so I'm just like, it's all coming together.
God.
Bro, yeah. So I got 15, bro. I got 15 nieces, and but it's all coming together. Like the Lord has been prepping me, right, to nurture, to bring up these girls, and I'm just like, I don't regret it, man. Like, do you regret not having a boy first, or do you regret like learning those lessons from your dad later in life, or not learning them from your dad? You know what I mean?
All the time I sit and just ponder about life, a moment of gratitude, if you will, because everything that has ever happened to me has led to me being who I am today. So why would I regret it? Even if it was tough, I've learned the best lessons I've learned were the hardest lessons you could even teach someone. And it's made me stronger. It's made me more knowledgeable. So why would I ever regret anything, good or bad? I'm glad my dad wasn't in my life, because if had my dad been in my life, I wouldn't be here talking to you. You know, I maybe would not have that super tight, close relationship with my daughter, because I wouldn't have any drive. I wouldn't have the same drive, I should say.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't respect women. I wouldn't respect single women so much. I wouldn't think that single women are superheroes, or, you know, like single mothers. You know, like I wouldn't view statistics the same, because I wouldn't have been a statistic, because my family would have been together still, you know? So everything I've gone through has shaped me. Not like I've been through anything just, you know, incredibly just bad or just like detrimental to my life. But I don't have any regrets. I'm glad I lucked out and got a boy too. Granted, hold on, you seen Jack. That I don't even know if that's my son. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know if Jack, no, but you know what I mean. Like Jax looks nothing like me. That boy looks nothing like me whatsoever.
I mean, he does have a lot of Stephanie's features, and
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And bro, that's what I tell people about my girls. Like my girls, they look like clones of my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like my wife is mixed. She is very, 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 very light skinned. Like if she don't tan, you would think she, you know what I'm saying? Besides the hair, you know what I'm saying? You would think she was white, or like, you know what I'm saying, Mexican or something like that. And so I still question. I'm like, yo, are those my kids? But
so you feel me?
Huh?
You feel me though?
Yeah. What sorry, bro. I got the cat. My cat is outside, and she just pulled up to the back door. She does this every time I'm on the podcast. What was, now she's meowing. I'll let her in a minute. But like, what's one of the lessons? Because you said like you learned a lot of lessons. Like what are one of the best? I don't know if best or hardest lessons as a father that you've learned? Because I mean, like you said, like if your dad would have been there, you wouldn't have been a statistic, bro. If your dad was there, you probably would have stayed in TK.
Facts.
And then you wouldn't have been able to. You wouldn't have learned how to code switch. For y'all don't know what code switching is. That's being able to adapt in any situation. That's really predominantly towards the African American community. Because the way we talk is not always accepted
not for
in
everybody.
But
gotta be a chameleon. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But like, yeah, you probably wouldn't learn the code switch so easily, or to adapt. You probably wouldn't be making cheer music, like, bruh. You know what I mean? So I guess like, what's one of the best lessons or hardest? I don't know the right way to phrase this. But we're just gonna phrase it. I'm gonna let you answer it.
Hard lessons as a father, I haven't learned that yet. You know, of course, the emotional impact that you have on them whenever they're young, will and can and will come back to bite you in the butt later on and kind of damage them. Just like I am hard on my daughter. Like Jaden's doing stuff where I gotta communicate with her like a grown woman. And for people that don't know, I throw my daughter up in the air and flip her and catch her on one arm. It sounds weird, but whenever you see the video,
I was about to say, like, bro, like that is a horrible.
Yeah, but you like, but how else am I going to explain it? Like, and I hope I spark some interest where y'all go see what I'm talking about. But I got to talk to her like a grown woman because she could really get hurt. But at the same time, she knows daddy's not about to drop her. But it's just being hard on her. You gotta. There have been times when I've been way too hard on Jaden. Way too hard on her. And then I felt bad afterwards.
Do you really think though?
Yeah, screaming, yelling at her. Like what? Like, absolutely. Just because she did something that was dangerous or she just refused to try or she gave up and I'm not about to, if you're in my household, we're not giving up. That's just how it is. Like if you want to live here, you are not giving up on anything. You're going to be successful. And the more but she gets it now. She understands. She's killing it in gymnastics now. Like she understands. And so that was the hardest lesson. You got to be careful. You got to watch how they can only comprehend so much. But I guess another lesson that I just found out, I did a podcast with my financial advisor this morning. And every time we do our annual, I write my financial goals, my yearly goals on a notepad, sticky note. Slap it on my refrigerator, and then it's sitting there. So every time I get something, I see that sticky note. But last note that I wrote for my financial goals, put it on the refrigerator. Jaden, apparently, she came back to me. She was like, Daddy, look what I wrote. She wrote the same thing. So I took that and I put it on the refrigerator as well. So then not only am I reaching for my financial goals, I'm showing Jaden how to reach her goals as well. She's 6 years old. And but then again, we both reached those goals. Well, time out. She didn't reach one of them because one is kind of outrageous, but we actually reached one of her goals because there were 2 goals on there. And it's just like so what I'm trying to say is they're watching what you're doing, not what you're saying. I don't care about what you say because I'll tell Jen, go clean your room. Then I'm like, Jen, did you hear me? She was like, huh? What'd I say? I don't know. Like, they're not listening to what you say. Like, they watch what you do. So you got to be careful. You got to lead by example. You got to practice what you preach. You got to be a man of your word. You got to be cautious of what you do because they're watching, whether you believe it or not, whether you realize it or not.
Bro, that, I want to testify. I can't tell the story because we don't have a lot of time, but I resonate with that, bro. These kids, like no matter what age, like my 18-month-old daughter, like mimics everything we do, like absolutely everything, whether it's dancing, whether it's being on the phone. That's why I'm so like big on like putting the phone away when my girls are when they're awake, because I don't want them to grow up thinking like you just got to be glued to this phone like all the time. My wife gets mad at me because I'm like, yo, like put your phone away. She's like, I ain't been on my phone all day. I'm like, cool, but like they're watching, right?
Yeah.
And so that's all I got to say on that piece. I don't know if it's the last question, but this is my last one that like bro, I didn't have questions written down, but I was just like, yo, like we've been trying to do this for a year. And like, I need to get my questions out, right?
Yeah, you better get whatever you want to know. Yeah.
You said that you're hard on Jaden and you don't really show the screaming side, but you do show I don't want to say the discipline, but like the instilling toughness or whatever in her. Cause like you show when she's crying or when she wants to quit or something like that. You're like, yo, Jaden, like, yo, like, let's go do it again. And she does it. And eventually she succeeds. Probably not always the case, but like we talk about modeling behavior. And so it's just like, how do you model that for them in building that resilience? You know what I mean?
I show her that I fail too. Like mainly with what we do a lot of gymnastics, cheer, tumbling stuff. Yeah. I'll let her see me fall. But whenever I fall, what do? I get right back up. I go again, fix what I did wrong, then I land. And if that's all she sees, she only has one scenario to base her actions off other than her own. So that's it. I lead by example. Like Jaden, I would never tell her to do anything that I don't do. But then again, Jaden's the type of girl who wants to do whatever daddy's doing. If I'm going out to go shoot hawks, she wants to go shoot hawks too. If I'm going out to Starbucks, she wants to go to Starbucks too. But I'm about to go, I don't know, because she knows that I'm going to make it fun somehow. She knows that I'm going to find a way to have a good time. And she just sees me fail. Like I'm hard on her.
Yeah.
Really, really hard just because, and I don't let her give up because you said maybe not most of the time because you said maybe y'all go again, you don't succeed. You're like, I don't know about, that's every time. We don't end on a bad note. We do not end on a bad note. I don't care if it takes 2 hours. We're going. I don't care how hard you're crying. I'm going to show you that you can do this. And so that's all she knows. All she knows is work hard and you can reap the benefits of that hard work. You will succeed as long as you don't give up. And she already knows that. So nowadays, she'll go do a tumbling. I just posted a video on her page. She'll go do a tumbling pass, fall, cry, get back up, and go again without me even having to say anything because she knows the drill. She knows the process, the order of operations.
Yeah. The order of operation. Y'all, bar. And that's about like, again, that's setting the, I don't know if expectation is the right word, but like just setting setting order of operation. You're setting like, hey, this is what we don't do, or this is, Thank you, because I couldn't figure out that word.
Yeah,
I'm not good at words, bro. I'm a business major. I gotta like, come on, man. Like,
really,
bro, I'm not good at words. Like, I took me to like 11th grade to learn how to spell business. Like, don't come for me.
Yeah, that booziness. Yeah,
but bussing. Anyways, shut up.
hey, Wednesday. Why English language? Who did that? Like Wednesday.
I literally had this conversation with somebody just about words in general. I was, my chiropractor, the word pumpernickel. I was like, who the hell thought of the word? Anyways,
who uses that?
That's just how my mind works, bro. I asked my wife, I was just like, why don't we have no pumpernickel? Anyways, bro, I'm trying to tell you, like, I just think of random things. The last thing that I want to get to, and this is for real, the last thing is just like, what's next? So like, you came from TK, you moved to Plano, you hustled, you grind. If you guys want to know his backstory, man, bro, he spills it all. It's like in episode 1 of like it's all there, and then it only adds from there. So like, if you want the entire Roland story, like go listen to that episode. It's fire. But like you know what I'm saying? Like you busted your butt. You was making what $50 beats that were trash originally, and now you're moving up, and now Nissan is giving you cars, and you making money on social media, and like your daughter, people recognizing Jaden. But now it's like, what's the next move? Like we talked about the scholarship, but what else?
Show other people how to do it.
What do you mean?
Show other people how to reach whatever level of success they want to reach. Like right now, I have more than I could ever ask for. I have more than I actually want in some areas. And it's just, I always dreamed of living a life of abundance. And once I got that abundance, I realized that comes with its own set of problems. And the more and more I continue to find myself and who I truly am, what I truly want to pursue, the whole reason for my podcast, I am realizing what I truly want is, check this out. There were a lot of things. Growing up in Texarkana, you didn't have all the things the Plano kids had. So you go to Plano, you're like, I want that. Why can't I have I want to see what that's like. And so my whole just younger adult life, I was trying to see what it was like. I wanted to drive the fast car. I wanted the luxury car. I wanted the house and then I realized that doesn't hold any value because I'm just, and then it just started increasing. And I want to tell you one thing real quick. So check this out.
Ahead.
If you look at my wall, you see that?
Yep.
That's my calendar from a year or two ago. And I never took it off. I never erased that calendar because that was at a time where I was making the most money I had ever made with cheer music, but I was the most unhappy with my life because my entire life revolved around working and I didn't have any time to myself. I had a newborn on the way. I was miserable.
Yeah.
Bank was stacking up. Like I had money to spend, but I didn't have time to spend that money. And then on my off time, I didn't even want to spend that money. So I'm like, why am I working so hard to get money that I don't even want to spend? I have everything that I need. Like there has to be something. There's something wrong here. What am I really missing? And then it hit me. I grab my camera whenever I'm stressed and I go out and just go shoot birds.
Mm.
That's all. That's what brings me peace. I'm by myself, just getting in tune with nature. Like that's what I truly want. More free time off. You can't have free time without the money to take care of what you need to maintain.
Facts.
But if you have less to maintain, you don't need as much money to maintain it. So if you don't need as much money, that means that you have more time, more. And I'm an entrepreneur, so I have time to go do whatever I want to do. And that's what brings me peace. So going back to your question, you asked, what is next?
Yep.
I want to just continue to help people pour into others because I was trying to pour from an empty cup back in the day. Now my cup I replenish all that water. My cup is full of some yak. Like I got the good stuff in my cup. And I'm
not some yak, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's really just like distilled water, okay?
Right.
pH water. But like I can pour into other people's cups and I don't mind. Like I'm just at a weird part of my life where anything I want, I can get it. Half the time I can get it for free, but I want to work for what I want. But I'm just in a confusing part of my life because what I truly want is to go out to Alaska and just go watch green lights in the sky. Like what I truly want is just to go drive in the back roads of Prosper and just look for hawks and take pictures of them and then go home and edit them. What I truly want is to just spend time with my daughter playing Uno, going out, taking her out, shooting the hawks, walking through nature. What I truly enjoy, what truly fills my cup, what truly brings me peace is free. Like I don't have to and despite anything that I may have, that was I don't want to say the old me, but I don't get defined by things anymore. Like, I like nice things. I like to eat good food, but the true me is not the same as what the world, like the whole plain old life, the pretentious life is what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah.
The whole pretentiousness is not what I'm about. I had a taste of it. I know what it's like to maintain. Of course, throughout that process, I learned that, okay, I can start charging my own prices. So now I can charge more and do less work. So I'm still making the same with more free time. So it's just like there's a way. And that's the whole point of my podcast, to show people how I got to where I am, to explain my thought process, because I'm a hard person to just figure out unless you just know what I've been through, just because I don't fit the mold. People try to put me in the box. The mold. And I just want to pour into others and I want to help people succeed. I want to see people go for things fearlessly because I reaped the most benefits in life when I fearlessly was in pursuit of something that I truly wanted to do without worrying about judgment from others. So that's the next step. I don't want to.
I was about to say, like, what does that mean? Like, are you about to like take on mentors? You about to do courses? Like, are you putting out ebooks? Or I know you got the podcast.
I'm going to talk into this microphone, say what's on my mind, put it online so other people can listen and get whatever they want out of it. But check this out. What's next? So since you want to try and get my business plan, all right.
I really am. Check it out. But you could have just said, I'm not telling you.
No, I'm telling you right now. My business plan, I had a crazy thought. What if after pouring out what's on my mind, I get all of my podcasts transcribed to the T, tweak it a little bit, organize it, turn those into ebooks that I can sell for the people who may not be able to put headphones in, for the people who people who just love to read. Have something for everybody. I can sell that. I can make a business out of that. What's next? I want a children's book showing the power of a father's love, the power of a present father. Like my favorite quote, like you already know, presence over presence.
Yeah.
But I want a children's book. Anything that's going to benefit others. That's what I'm focusing on. I want to make her college fund a bigger thing. Her not her fund, her scholarship fund.
Scholarship. Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to just pour into others. And I feel that if I'm doing that, I feel that I'm put on this earth for a reason. Some people, I think we all are to some extent. Some people don't believe it. They don't think on that spiritual level. That's fine. I do. I see the power that I have to influence, mainly because I finally have a platform. I know that people are watching. So although I got to be careful what I put out into the world, I know some good stuff that I can put out there. So that's the next step. With my business, I'm pulling away from my cheer music business just to focus on content creation, because that's already replaced my cheer music income. But I still have a love for music. I still have clients who have helped me get to this point, and I want to make sure that I'm there for them, just at a smaller scale. And after that, we're moving into the new house in Prosper. We're building in Prosper God willing, we will be there within the next year or so.
Okay.
And that's where I'm really going to start life. That's where my life truly begins.
That's,
Because
bro, that
there,
at what? What are you, 31? 30?
31.
Yeah. Life beginning at, bro. Like life. Like so many people think like, you know what I'm saying? Life starts after college. No. Like you
No.
you got some growing pains, right? But
Yeah.
bro, that is that you said something and it just like you just want to whatever is gonna help other people, bro. You know what I thought about? If you did a children's book and like some of the proceeds went towards Jaden's scholarship.
Double dip.
Yeah. Huh?
Double dip.
Yeah. No.
Well,
Sorry.
not
I'm
really,
just
not really double dip, but
yeah,
like
yeah.
kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah. No. Sorry. That's just
like by you investing in more knowledge, you're also helping someone else in their pursuit for knowledge. By like, listen, I see now we gotta talk percentage because I know that's gonna come up. I'm gonna
I
have a
don't need no
lawsuit
percentage, bro.
from you.
I don't need nothing. Look, I didn't
It's gonna be a lawsuit.
help several businesses make six figures and they ain't paid me $1. I don't care. I'm it's so crazy because like the things that I see on social media and like how people, I don't want to say the word attack you, but like come after you for not understanding. Like, bro, I've never met you a day in my life, but like I resonate with you because we move similarly. Like I don't want nothing, bro. Like people just like, oh well, how much you gonna, bro? I don't want nothing. Like I don't care if you make more than me. Like I don't care. Like it's not hurting me. Like I got my own grind. You know what I'm saying? And so, anyways, I think we're gonna leave the podcast there, bro. Like I think
it was just getting spicy too. And, I gotta tell you this. I gotta tell you this. Every single time I wear that shirt that you're wearing, I always get compliments on it. By the way, I always get compliments on it. And I feel like I'm disrespecting you by not wearing it today. But I can tell you the hanger is on. It's on like the fourth or fifth hanger right now because I passed by it this morning. But I like the fatherhood. It's a lifestyle. Like it's a community, and it's cool. Like you and I have never had a conversation. We have never ever talked. Like it's weird. But then again, like you said, we have a similar viewpoint on life. We and we've seen both extremes. Well, first of all, where are you from?
Bro, I'm originally from LA. So grew up in Pedro, you know what I'm saying? Like a stone's throw from the projects.
Wait, did you just say Idaho?
Here. No. Pedro, San Pedro, California, Los Angeles. Like
okay.
Yeah. So like right next to Long Beach. Yeah.
I was like, hey, you don't seem like you're from Idaho. But
nah, bro. I'm from San Pedro, California, man. My daddy was a gangster, my brother was a gangster, my grandpa was a gangster. I'm the only one that wasn't a gangster.
Why not?
I don't like getting hit. Like that's that's literally like, bro, I've never been in a real fight a day in my life outside of my brother and my cousins. Like that doesn't interest me. I don't want to hit anybody. Like and I recognize being in that life.
I was just talking on my Instagram about people over here trying to act like they're lions to like defend their ground. Like we are human beings. Why are you trying to like just like to establish dominance? Like why can't we do this through talking? Like like the whole alpha male thing. I think the world has that messed up. People think that alpha males are the tough ones. I think alpha males are the emotionally tough ones. First, that's just my opinion. But I'm just like, why do we do that? What is the point of fighting? Like, what do y'all get? Do y'all have like benefits? Like, do y'all get like what is this? Like, I'm just general. I just don't get it because I didn't grow up around gangs.
Yeah,
I've never been in a fight. I've been jumped at a party, but I've never been. And that was because I was trying to save my buddy from getting jumped, and then I ended up getting jumped. Like what? Like I'm just not so I feel you there. I have no desire.
So we're not gonna go into it, but like the whole so because like I'm not trying to not say it but I know what happens like when I jump into more because like this is a long conversation and everybody don't want to have it, but like a lot of that like alpha male mentality, it was like we had to have that to survive. Like so many, and I hate doing this. So many things about our community, the African American community, link back to slavery and what we had to do to survive. And then you get out of slavery, well, that mentality still exists because through a host of other things that happen to us, like you get stuck in that environment. And then we have our own communities where we're trying to break out of that, and then outside forces mixed with internal forces break up those communities. So now we got to go back to the only thing we know, and that's that, like that alpha male bravado, and it's just sorry, that's not even the tip of the iceberg, but I know why we do it, and I don't know how we change it. And it's not just the alpha males like in the hood environments. Like there's that alpha male mentality in the suburbs. There's that alpha mentality in corporate America. And like you said, a lot of it is it's a mask, it's a facade. Like it's not necessarily who you are, but it's who you thought you had to be.
Going back to what I said about at night, whenever you go to sleep, you got to deal with those thoughts in your head, knowing, look, you're alone. You don't have anybody to protect you. What are you thinking about? Like, did you just realize that, okay, you just put on that front and now you got to lay in bed by yourself, like, and just ponder on what just happened with your life? Like, that's the thing. I'm like, if you can't just be yourself out in person, if you gotta, like you said, I like that word vibrato. If you have that vibe, that aura, that energy around you, that's just like, call for, like, nobody cares. Then I'm like, what do you like to do? Like, what are you afraid of? Like, how are you feeling right now? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't like, and I can't really relate to that. So that's why, like, I'm very passive. So I understand your whole not that I expected you to, but like you said, people would think that since my dad wasn't there, I wouldn't be there for my kids.
Yeah.
But my mind was wired differently. I saw an outlet to pour into, and you saw more reasons to not join a gang. It was just rationality,
Yeah. No, man. And so like the whole, like for me, going back again to me real quick, it's like I like I said, everybody, my cousins, they were all gangsters. Like I've been chased by 30 dudes trying to find me, like running away from a fight. Like I've been I just, you know what I'm saying? Like we moved to Texas because my brother's friends were literally dying. Like I'm not even gonna go into detail. But like, and so I saw that and I was like, bro, like that I knew that's not for me. Yeah, most people where I'm from, bro, like you either dead or in jail, or you're really not doing too much. It's a few of us that make it out, but anyways, I'm here. Sass boom,
doing well.
Sad story.
You're like, yeah, everybody dead. Anyway, yeah.
Right.
But now look at you, father of two.
Hey.
Like, congrats on the, I didn't know you had a younger baby.
So a lot of people don't. I literally, people at church don't even know, like, because my wife hasn't been back to church since the pandemic. So we weren't going to church for a while, obviously because of COVID. And then they closed down our nursery. And so a lot of people, our second daughter, she was born during the pandemic. And so people were like, yo, how's the baby doing? I was like, what you talking about? I was like, I don't have it. She was like, yeah, she's like little mama. I was like, oh, you talking about the 3.5-year-old? And they're like, yeah. I was like, but what about the 18-month-old? What are you talking about? I was like, come on now. But yeah, man,
like, we both have a pandemic baby.
Bro, those pandemic babies are different. Like, they just, I don't know. They're different and like they're fine by themselves, right? Because they didn't really have a lot to mix and mingle with. But like, anyways, before we get out of here, bro, what is something you want to leave everybody with?
Your children didn't ask to be here. So since you brought them into this world, you owe them the best life you can provide for them. That's all I have to say. You owe them. They didn't ask to be here.
Bro, it don't need to be much more than that. Y'all, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Yo, like the podcast, subscribe to the podcast, share the podcast, and don't forget to share with 3 people, 1, 2, 3. We love you. Take care. God bless. We out of here.